World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. It's a special weekend in Atlanta, Alumni Weekend. All your Braves heroes from the 60s forward are here to start a weekend series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And look who's back. Jeff Francoeur is walking the red carpet too. Hi again, everybody. I'm Chip Carey. Welcome to Braves Baseball. It's a Friday night. It's a beautiful night as the Braves and Diamondbacks get things started, and we celebrate Alumni Weekend. The Braves franchise got kicked off in Atlanta here in 1966, and we will honor the 1982 National League Western champs. Hard to believe that was 40 years ago this year. We'll induct Joe Torre, Joe Adcock, and Leo Mazzoni into the Braves Hall of Fame. Booth guests including Dale Murphy, and we can't wait for the Home Run Derby tomorrow with Jeff Francoeur, who's obviously been working out for that. Partner, great to have you back. Great way to kick off the weekend with all the alumni here, and a great pitching matchup, a rematch of June the 1st when the Braves started their 14-game winning streak.
Well, it's a great pitching matchup, and for Kyle Wright, he got it started in the second half on the right way. 0 walks and 8 strikeouts for him, and that's really been his thing all season, the success. He has attacked the zone. It's enabled him to really get the ball on the ground, and when he does, he's able to get the strikeout. So it's great for him to keep going, but he's going to have a tough opponent tonight in Madison Bumgarner. Madison Bumgarner, down year last year. He's come back this year. He's a different pitcher. His velocity's up, and as you've seen, we know he has had great success here in Atlanta against the Braves. 46 Ks, only 4 balls. Should be a great pitching matchup.
1 earned run in 35 innings for Bumgarner in Atlanta. It is time to change that. After all, it's Alumni Weekend. You got to do something good when all the superstars are in town, including Dale Murphy. The 2-time MVP is with us, and he'll join us a little later as we get you started for Braves Diamondbacks baseball next here on Bally Sports. Benedict with the ceremonial first pitch to kick off the Friday night showdown, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Had some rain showers here in town about an hour and a half ago. Skies are clearing. It is a beautiful night for Atlanta Braves baseball. So glad to have you with us as Dale Murphy will welcome everyone to Truist Park. Another gigantic crowd here for the Braves, the Diamondbacks, and Friday night fireworks as well. Kyle Wright and Madison Bumgarner on the mound.
Thank you. It's time for Braves baseball. Let's play ball.
Murph looks great. Can't wait to talk to him in a few minutes. He'll be upstairs to join Jeff and me as we check out Torey Lovullo's Arizona Diamondbacks, who come to town hot, Jeff. They've won 5 of their first 6 games after the All-Star break. A lot of young players getting a chance to play every day on their Toyota starting lineup. And Ketel Marte, a veteran, having a terrific year.
Kind of been Jekyll and Hyde for them this year. They've had some hot stretches. They've also struggled at times, but plenty of offense. That's one thing we know. They're able to swing the bats.
Kyle Wright leads the National League in wins. Jeff, he's got 12 of them.
Well, and sometimes you see win can be a stat that throws you off, but you look at that ERA for him, under 3. His whip at 1.16. I think he's done a great job getting the ball on the ground, not walking guys.
So his first pitch is up and away to Josh Rojas on a delightful 79-degree night. It was a lot hotter and stickier than that around 5 o'clock Eastern time. On the ground, Arcia to his right. 2 pitches, ground ball out. So, Jeff, good start for Kyle Wright. What are tonight's 4 keys?
Yeah, we just talked about it on the open, but for Kyle, pound the zone. And when he's able to get that ball on the ground, it saves him. His pitch count lets him go deeper into games and solve Mad Bum. He's 8-1 with a 2.28 in 12 starts against the Braves. And again, his one thing that's helped him this year, he had a down year last year, his velocity is up. Even though if you remember last year, he had the 7-inning no-hitter here in Atlanta that you didn't like.
Alec Thomas ambushes a pitch and hammers that down the line, and it is just foul. I don't like talking about ambush home runs for the opposition either.
That was foul. It was no problem.
That was close. For Alec Thomas. 7 homers for him, 252 average. Arizona 45 and 53 on the season. They are trying to avoid last place. They're a game ahead of Colorado in the National League West.
I just feel like compared to a couple years past, they've been more competitive. Again, they've been able to score some runs. It's a tough division out there with San Diego, LA.
That is cut on and missed. Alek Thomas missed a home run by 3 feet and then strikes out. That's the fate of a big league player. 2 outs.
Wow, great pitch. Started in the outer half. Started it low. Almost bounced on the plate.
Kyle Wright beat the Angels in his last start. As Jeff mentioned, no walks, 8 strikeouts in 6 terrific innings against the Halos. And now with the bases empty, Ketel Marte is the hitter. On an Arizona team that is filled with minimum salary and arbitration eligible players, Marte is the veteran. They have signed him, Jeff, through the 2027 season.
Well, you know it like anything. When Freddie Freeman was here in Atlanta, you know, he was the one guy they kept. Marte's that guy for them. It's that 3-hole hitter they're trying to build around. Good player.
He's got a 10-homer season, 36 driven in, and having a good month of July. He's hit 6 of his 10 homers this month. Braves owe these guys a little payback. The Diamondbacks took 2 out of 3 from the Braves at the end of May. Nobody was really happy with the way those first 2 games went in Arizona. Brian Snitker had a meeting and the worm turned.
Yeah, I was going to say, really the season changed out there in Arizona.
As you recall, the Braves started June with a 14-game winning streak and won a franchise record 21 games in June. And a swing and a miss. Kyle Wright, a 1-2-3 impressive first inning. The Braves take aim at Madison Bumgarner. It's in a scoreless first inning. Now here come the hot-hitting Braves, who start play tonight 3 games behind the Mets in the National League East. A lot of extra BP today for Ronald Acuna Jr., who's atop the Toyota starting lineup for Atlanta. Maybe tonight's the night, Jeff, he can get going, as the Braves did exactly that when they last saw Arizona.
Well, we just talked about it. That's kind of where the season changed. And only the Dodgers have a better ERA. The Braves bullpen has been the best in NL since June 1st with a 3.08.
So those are your Bounty quick stats for the hot-hitting Braves, who are 59 and 41 on the year. But as you said, this is a different challenge facing Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, the big lefty. See the record 6-9, but a good ERA, and look at that at the bottom, Chip. 5 starts in Atlanta. His last 5-0 with a .26 and 46 Ks.
So you mentioned higher velocity for Bumgarner, who has been one of the most decorated postseason pitchers in the game. You hear him grunt with every single pitch.
Always, since the first day he came up. You know, I was on the Rangers in 2010 when we went to the World Series, and that was his rookie year kind of coming out party. I remember thinking, who is this guy? He's got the funky where he throws, but, you know, he is a competitor, and he loves playing here in Atlanta. He's from North Carolina.
So you know his pass list is full for tonight's game, as Acuna hitting .259 on the year. Fought that off foul. I mentioned, Jeff, in the heat of the afternoon, Ronald Acuna Jr. was out with Kevin Seitzer, Tomas Perez. He was taking round after round after round of batting practice before this game. It looked like they moved him off the plate just a touch.
You know what? No matter how good you are in this game, there's days you got to go to work, and that was him today. Look, and it always, I'll tell you this, we'll take a look here today. You know, and it's one of those things, Chip, just because you do this doesn't mean you're coming out hitting 3 home runs when you do it. Remember the day Matt Olson came out, did all that hard work. His first 3 bats, he had nothing to show for it. Fourth one hit the home run, and then he started taking off. So it's more about getting comfortable, getting in a rhythm.
Couple of foul balls for Ronald. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And as good, Jeff, as the Braves have been with those stats you just showed, just think how good the Braves can be once he gets hot.
Yep. And you know he will. It's like anything. Sometimes I think you take the star players like that for granted. The fact, okay, they're going to get hot, and then they don't for a while. And then it's like, let's go to the drawing board and see how we get back on track.
Ronald will see a 7th pitch to start the Braves offensive game. And he works the count to 2-2. Pop fly curling into the big crowd here at Truist Park. This is a great start for Acuna. Seeing all of Bumgarner's pitches.
Absolutely. You know, the one thing Arizona, we talked about the offense. Their pitching since the All-Star break's the reason they're on that hot streak. 1.83 team ERA, not even starters, the team ERA since the All-Star break.
Popped up. That's hit into right field. Dalton Varsho says he's got it. And Bumgarner wins the first battle with Ronald Acuna Jr. But a 9-pitch at bat might pay dividends later on tonight.
Yeah, that's one of those that you chalk it up. I know you didn't get on base, but I'll tell you what, after putting all that work, you've got to feel good about that at bat. Like I said, it's a process. You don't expect it to just, you hope it goes on the first at bat, but sometimes it takes a little bit. But I'll tell you this, Madison Bumgarner did not want to have to waste 9 pitches to start the game.
So here's Dansby. 295 average for him. Scorched and into left field on the first pitch. No hitter for Bumgarner this time around in Atlanta. Swanson takes care of that with 1 out.
Well, with Madison Bumgarner, you know you're getting a lot of cutters. Dansby did a good job of getting the bat head out. When you're facing him, if you see that cutter, Chip, you have got to be quick. Dansby, one of the quickest bats on the team. That way you catch the ball out front and you get good wood on it.
Austin Riley is hitting 3rd tonight with a left-hander on the mound. Matt Olson dropped to 5th, lefty versus lefty. And why not get Riley up in the first inning? All he's done, Jeff, is hit safely in 18 of his last 19 games.
Like when he didn't get picked for the All-Star team, I think he might have taken it a little personal.
Two balls, no strikes. .28 home runs for Austin Riley. And with all that power, he's kept his average up. Riley enters action tonight hitting .294. And now he's way ahead in the count.
I always say it, Chip. The All-Star game's a great thing, but the players know the snubs when you don't get voted in. And everybody on that field knows this guy right here is an All-Star. Not one of the contenders for the National League MVP right now.
That almost got Wash, as that was hooked at the end of the Arizona dugout. 3 balls and a strike. Riley second to Kyle Schwarber in homers in the National League. He's 8th in RBIs, 4th in hits, 1st in extra base hits. We'll take any one of those results right here. They've got Swanson picked off with a good throw, and Dansby's out at second, and that's the 2nd out. That is Bumgarner's first pickoff of the season. And Dansby an easy out.
Yeah, it's like anything. When you get that left-handed pitcher, Chip, you're going first move. You're going on a chance. You think he's just going to the plate no matter what. And there he came over. Guessed right.
So a 3-1 count for Riley, and now full 3-2 with Travis d'Arnaud waiting on deck.
And that's the pitch to pay attention to. He has got to be able to control that outside corner, Madison Bumgarner, and that one was a cutter on the outer part at 87.
Line toward left. Did he get enough? Yes! A line drive homer right at the 335 side. Number 29 for Riley, and the Braves lead 1-0.
.110 off the bat. I can't believe this ball got out. I mean, watch, gets the bat head out, see him go away, but it got too much of the plate. This ball was not high off the ground at all, and hits it to that left part of that low wall. Puts the Braves on the board.
So for Austin Riley, 29 homers now, 65 RBIs, and the Braves have finally scored a run against the Diamondbacks here in Atlanta. Bouncing ball to short. Perdomo with the peg to first, and that will retire the side. A run on 2 hits. Austin Riley plates the first Atlanta run. Without two-time MVP Dale Murphy here, 82 and 83. He combined to hit 72 home runs and scored 244 runs in those seasons for the Braves, who won the West the first year, finished second in 83. And of course, a perennial Gold Glover and one of the game's great people. Dale Murphy, 7-time All-Star, career .265 average, should be in the Hall of Fame. We all know that. But he's in our Hall of Fame here in Atlanta. And Murph, it's great to welcome you back.
Thank you, Chip, and good to see you, Frenchie.
Yeah.
I got to thank the Braves for putting the time and effort and money into their alumni, because it's a great opportunity for all of us. Not all clubs do it, as you guys know. So we're really thankful, and Greg McMichael does a great job. It's been fun to see some of the guys from '82. I haven't seen some of the guys since '82. So
that was my question. I mean, can you believe, first of all, that was 40 years ago?
Yeah, no, if I had anything to say to the guys on the field right now, I'd pull them aside and said, before you know it, so enjoy every pitch, every inning, well, don't enjoy the strikeouts, but
yeah, man, you can do
what
that
I mean?
too every once in a while.
But just it happens so fast, and you're right. 40 years ago, I just can't. I can't believe it's gone that fast, but we have great memories, and we're thankful to be here tonight and share it with those 82 guys.
One of the things that characterized you as a Braves player was your selflessness. I know so many people ask you about your individual honors in '82 and '83, those great years when Joe Torre was the manager. Taking your individual memories out of it, as that ball's on the ground from Christian Walker to short for out number 1. What sticks out most to you about those early '80s Braves teams under Joe Torre?
Well, I think we didn't have a lot of confidence, really. I think till 1980, I think we finished around 500, and then '81, as I recall, I think was the strike year, and then Bobby went to Toronto and Joe came in, and we just started thinking we were good. We didn't really know how good we were. The first 2 weeks, obviously, when we went 13-0, we didn't really play that well the rest of the year. I didn't realize we only played 3 games over 500 after that first 2 weeks. But just a feeling, because most of us had played, in the late 70s when it was rough. Bobby's first few years, we were young, making a lot of mistakes, and then, when I think about it, that '82 team was, a lot of the guys Bobby put together, and Joe came in and kind of, gave us a little extra confidence. I know he gave me a little side story. He gave me the green light. I didn't have to get the steal sign. I could go anytime I want. So we started becoming confident players and confident team. And we had a few good years. We really did. It was a lot of fun. But I think that's what I think. We just kind of put it all together, and the fans were great. I mean, I'm still talking to fans that remember those days, and it was just a lot of fun. But I think just confidence, because the late 70s when I came up, and were a little rough and kind of found ourselves.
And you found yourself too when the Braves decided to move you to the outfield. How instrumental was that in not just your obvious Hall of Fame credentials, but just staying in the major leagues, quite frankly?
Well, thank you. Bobby called me in the fall of '79, said, Murph, we're going to move you to the outfield. I was catching and I was first base, and I said, well, do I have a choice? He goes, not really.
He made it pretty easy.
Yeah. He said, where else are we going to put you? So Bobby saved my career. I mean, Bobby's known for giving guys a chance when things, when they first got here, or just sticking with guys.
He understood how hard the game was.
He did, and he always pulled for you. As we all love playing for Bobby, and he stuck with me. I started to hit a few home runs, but I just wasn't going to play, anywhere else. And I said, great. And I went to spring training of '80 and made my first all-star team that year. And he saved my career. He really did. And I'll be forever grateful for Bobby for getting me in the outfield.
As I'm sure Bruce Benedict would tell you, you just had to make room for him behind the plate.
That's right. I'm going to remember that. I forgot to tell Benny that. That's right. Yeah, up and coming catcher, so I had to make room.
I know we don't have much time, but you have to be proud of what the Braves did last year and what they're doing this year.
It was so fun. The '80s guys all have a connection to Brian Snitker.
Oh yeah.
I got a call from Bob Horner. Murph, I'm so excited for Snit. During the playoffs.
Oh.
I mean the whole organization. But especially for Snit and the guys we know. But it was a blast. I was here for the World Series, and I've never had so much fun.
Well, we have fun every time you're here, Murph. We love
Thanks,
you.
Chip.
Congratulations.
Thank you
so
so
great
much.
to see it. Happy anniversary.
So Thank you.
The
Thank
great
you.
Dale
Thanks,
Murphy.
Murphy.
Braves
Thank
lead
you.
1-0.
Thanks, guys.
Early for Atlanta, Kyle Wright 6 up, 6 down as Matt Olson leads off the Braves' second inning.
It was so good to have Murph here. I'll tell you what, he's one of the nicest human beings.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Hall of Fame is a lesser place without Dale Murphy in Cooperstown. I don't care what the numbers say. I don't care what the analytics say. When you talk about men that represent our game with class and grace and character, number 3 is number 1 on that list. That's corked to right, but right at Varsho, and Olson hit it hard, and he's out number 1 here in the Braves' second. Here's Marcell Ozuna. His bats come to life. He had a good series against the Phillies. Jeff, he had 4 hits against the Fightins. 18 homers for him, 40 runs batted in.
Yeah, I feel like since he started to kind of get back in that DH role, Chip, a little bit more, he's been able to, to me, work on his hitting a little more and get his approach back to where he wants it. I know he's not having the type of season, normally that he would want, but I mean, he's still on pace for 30 home runs, and talking to him, I think his big thing is consistency is what he wants.
And as you mentioned, he looks up and sees a .223 average. What's been frustrating for Ozuna is he's hitting the ball pretty squarely. I mean, he's hitting the ball hard. He just hasn't had a whole lot of luck other than the 18 home runs. And as we check out our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage, these analytical stats bear that out.
And we see his barrels in 10% of his plate appearances, which is top 5 in the National League. See Riley 55% best in NL. And that should be, something for him to stick kind of with what he's doing, knowing that.
That one hit high in the air toward left. And that's playable for Peralta on the recoil. Ozuna's bat hit Carson Kelly in the catcher's gear. And that's out number 2.
His bat hits the catchers more than any other player I've seen. He's got that long follow through. Watch this. See, lets it go, and it's just, luckily for him, it was just kind of scraped the top of it.
Kelly making sure everything's in place as Eddie Rosario bats. and takes a strike. Eddie's average, Jeff, is starting to climb. 160 doesn't look like much, but where he started before the eye injury was discovered and fixed, it's going to take some work.
Exactly. I mean, you know, when you're out that long and you get the eye stuff, it's almost like spring training when he came back. You know, yet you're not going to get 5 weeks down in the minor leagues.
Bumgarner coming off an 8-inning 4-hit game against the Nationals. He's given up his 15th home run of the year. For Bumgarner, though, 12 of those 15 have been solo shots. Austin Riley touched him for a line drive homer with 2 outs in the Braves' first inning. Lined and caught at short. Perdomo is there, and the Braves are retired in the second inning. 1-0. We go to the third.
Brought to you by the GMC Sierra Heavy Duty Truck and by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity.
Man, this is a fun weekend in Atlanta. Alumni weekend celebrated here at Truist Park. The Braves Hall of Fame inductions tomorrow. The big celebrity softball game before Game 2 action here tomorrow. We'll have that for you here on Bally Sports. Team Francoeur, Team Jordan, talking trash. That's going to be a lot of fun. I know you're ready.
No, there's no trash talking coming in that.
No?
Nah.
That's surprising as Jake McCarthy leads off the third inning. Kyle Wright looking good.
It's 1-1. This is our last, last one to go. And speaking of that, now getting ready to join us here is the guy that will be on the opposing team tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
One of the Braves greats from the early 90s. 2-time 18-game winner. Steve Avery is with us upstairs. Aves, you look great, man. The ageless wonder.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
No.
Are you in shape to hit tomorrow? Are you still?
I'm going to try. It gets a little tougher every year. I'm still having nightmares about our face-off in the playoffs a couple years ago.
Well, the weather's going to be hot. The ball's going to carry. You've got to conserve your energy. That's
Softball will be flying.
Yes, it will be.
It all comes down to Birdie's pitching, you know. If he gives it up like I did on the mound, then I should be fine.
Well, that's what I'm worried about for our team. Peter Moylan's pitching. I'm worried he's going to start trying to get us out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially if he puts a little voodoo on it like he used to on the mound.
Aves, how great is it to see all your former teammates, guys that preceded you, guys that followed you, walking down the carpet and out in the battery before the game?
It's great. I enjoy it every year I can make it. My family, I got to bring them all down this year, so that makes it extra special. And, just trying to have fun with it.
And Leo Mazzoni is going into the Braves Hall of Fame.
Long overdue. I mean, I don't know if there's a guy with a better resume than him, and even better person. So I've always been a big Leo fan, and I'm glad I know he really wanted this, so I'm glad he's getting a chance to go in.
Yeah, I think you said it perfect. I mean, he deserves this. He was a big part of that 14 divisions and really getting everybody going in that direction.
Absolutely.
So I know he's excited you're here too.
Even in the minor leagues, I mean, he put in a lot of time down there, worked with those guys before they even made it up there, and like I said, his big league resume is up there with anybody.
What was it like being a pupil, if you will, of Leo Mazzoni every fifth day? What was that experience like?
Well, I would say Leo was he was your biggest cheerleader, biggest supporter. He would fight anybody for you. Mechanics wise, I mean, it was great. He could notice if you were doing something different than you normally do. He was great at pointing it out. And, like I said, I just always had a lot of respect for him.
We're showing the numbers that you put together in your Braves career, especially in postseason. 1991, that magical year where the Braves came out of nowhere to make the playoffs. You had that magical postseason run as a fuzzy-faced young left-hander in the major. What was that experience like?
That was crazy. I mean, I wish I was probably a little bit older when I went through it, because being 21 years old, I had no idea what I was doing out there. And it was just a fun time. I mean, for us, the second half of the year was a whirlwind. we just kind of got on a roll and never stopped. And I pitched well the whole second half and carried it in the postseason. And obviously those are 2 best games I've ever pitched, and for it to happen in the playoffs was actually
special. Arcia with a backflip. Dansby couldn't make the play at second, and everybody's going to be safe. Second and third with nobody out. So Arizona gets a big break. Carson Kelly with a slow roller to second. The Braves get neither 1 nor 2, and the Diamondbacks threaten here in the top of the third.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Not sure what happened on that play. I think Dansby thought he was a lot closer maybe than he was, and the Dansby was going one way, and the flip kind of went the other way. And not what you wanted when you were going to get an easy double play ball. Now you got second and third, no outs.
With Geraldo Perdomo coming up. So it's a fielder's choice and an E4, and obviously, Steve, no pitcher likes that. What's Kyle Wright trying to do in this spot?
He's just trying to limit damage now. I mean, nobody out in second and third. Obviously, try to get out of here with maybe 1 run total.
That's downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. You still up in Michigan full time?
Yes, it's beautiful this time of the year, but
your time's coming.
Yeah, it won't be long now, and it won't be beautiful.
I assume you still follow the Braves up in the Detroit area?
Yeah, my son Evan still works for him, and I get down here every chance I can, and obviously super excited last year going through what they did. Watching that was a lot of fun.
That can't help but bring back a ton of memories for you. As you said, 21, 22, 23 years old when the Braves are going to the World Series. Now you get to do it as a fan.
Yeah. And, we were expected to kind of do it, I guess, in '95. But last year, I think, the way they came from
4 months of not being over 500, and all of a sudden.
Yeah, so it was a lot different situation, but I'm sure it's still the same feeling running on that field for the last last time of the season. Yeah, being a lefty, how much fun for you has it been watching Max Fried and kind of the maturation process for him? Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best lefties in baseball, and I do enjoy watching him pitch. He seems to have just gotten better every year, which is exciting for the Braves.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Geraldo Perdomo. A strikeout would be big here. And Wright has it. That is Kyle's 4th strikeout in the game. Back to the top of the order with 1 out. And as we mentioned, Steve, the Home Run Derby is coming up tomorrow. Let's flash back to the last time you participated. I mean, you were in launch mode.
Right.
He hit the farthest ones, I'll tell you that.
It was all good until Frenchie beat me in the playoffs. So, like I said, I still having some nightmares. Which you can see Johnny Estrada and BJ were my teammates, and for some reason they sent the pitcher up in the playoffs. So I'm not sure how that
now
works.
They're running it back 4 years later, trying for a different result.
Exactly.
Did you see how serious Brian and Jeff's faces were on that graphic? As a line drive caught at second. Josh Rojas, a bullet. And Steve Avery. Kyle Wright's 1 out away from getting out of this.
No damage.
That's all you can ask for right there is a line drive that goes right at somebody.
That's, I think, what's been so fun about this year is watching the maturation of Kyle Wright. I'm sure you went through this too as a kid, wondering if you belonged, then feeling like you do, but still struggling at times when you have trouble on the bases. That's the biggest difference for Kyle Wright this year. The mound doesn't melt under him. Right. Yeah. You have to work your way through situations, and the only way to do that is to experience them at some point. So, he's been around long enough to kind of get into these kind of jams and figure out how to get out of them himself. So Alec Thomas is the hitter. He struck out his first time. Kyle Wright protecting a 1-0 lead.
And Steve, I also think it was great for him last year to be in AAA almost for a full season, really get a pitch every 5 days. That feeling, because it had been up and down, and kind of thrust in there straight out of college because he was such a high pick. I don't feel like he ever was able to kind of get a rhythm.
And it makes it harder, because the Braves are obviously competing for a world championship, so you can't really just stick with them like they did for me. I mean, I won 3 games as a rookie, and they didn't think about not bringing me up the next year, and it worked out to where I won 18 the second year. But if it's a team like this, I probably don't get that opportunity.
visiting with Steve Avery in town for Alumni Weekend. Hoping to see Kyle Wright throw one more strike and keep the lead. 2 on, 2 out. Slow roller, foul. And we'll try again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you have a great weekend, except tomorrow from about 5:45 to 6:15.
I'm just glad I get a warm up because I haven't swung a bat since the last time we were.
We only get 3 pitches, though. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm the same way. I've swung a lot of golf clubs,
right.
Not a baseball.
I don't know how much that'll help us.
Now I'm calling Andrew out. Andrew needs a better performance than he gave me 3 years ago. Put a little pressure on him.
No balls, 2 strikes. A leadoff walk, a fielder's choice, and a throwing error. Strikeout, line out. That's the 3rd inning to this point for Kyle.
Talk about a confidence booster if he's able to make one more pitch.
Alec Thomas awaits. And the breaking ball nearly hit him. It's even at 2-2. If Steve Avery were on the mound right now, what would he throw?
Man, that's a tough call. I think you got to go with the high fastball here.
Garneau with the pitch comm signal. Message received, and here it is. On the ground, Arcia's got it. Wright's going to get out of a mess. How apropos is that when Steve Avery is in the booth? He got out of a ton of messes in his great Braves career. Abe's great to see you, man.
Hey, thanks for having me,
guys. Good luck tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, get some rest, old man, right?
I'm going to bed right now.
Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. All the stars are out, including Luke Combs, native of North Carolina, big singer-songwriter, in town for the Braves and Diamondbacks. Hope Luke's having a great time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you on his music a little bit.
Yep.
Or you can tell he's having a good time.
Braves are too. Boy, what a redeeming inning for this man, Orlando Arcia. And what a great job by Kyle Wright to pitch out of second and third, nobody out, and keep the lead.
Yeah, that was a weird play. You know, he tossed it, and Dansby's was going one way, but then I think out of Dansby's eye, he could see the runner coming in hard on the ground, and he kind of jumped up.
I'm sure that's one that Ron Washington will gather those 2 guys after the game or before the game tomorrow to talk about what happened up the middle.
Yeah, and you know, I think for both those guys, they're so good defensively. They've been around a long time. It's probably just a refresher, like you said, to kind of say this, you know. And you always got to remember, it got to get one out, you know.
Well, Wright got 3, and the Braves lead 1-0 on the Riley homer. The pitch driven in the air toward right, but Varsho will have a play. Michael Harris up with 1 out. Bumgarner's retired 5 straight. Let's enjoy a quick message from Zaxby's.
Fried chicken salad under 600 calories with the dressing? You better believe it. Only at Zaxby's.
Since June 13th, Michael Harris, 9 homers, 24 RBIs, and 40 hits, making a strong push for the Rookie of the Year for the Braves.
And then we haven't even mentioned his defense during that time. No errors in center field to go with some great catches.
Love the shoes tonight, too. Are those the Money Mike shoes?
They're green. I would think so, right?
Last time he sported the lime. There they are.
Yep.
Yep.
There they are.
I think Michael hit a home run the last time he wore those shoes. Wouldn't that be sweet? Lefty against Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah. It's one of those for Harris. You know, you grow up middle school and high school for him watching Bumgarner in the World Series. And now you get a chance to face him.
And Harris takes a 4-pitch walk. Bumgarner not happy about that. He walks the left-handed hitter and now turns the lineup over again to Ronald, who you'll recall had a 9-pitch at bat in the first inning before flying out. So good patience by Harris. Love to see Ronald hit the ball hard and on a line somewhere.
Like you said, great 9-pitch at bat, fouled off a lot. Had a great approach.
His last home run 3 weeks ago today. There's a shot up the middle, and it escapes the second baseman Marte. So Acuna uses the big part of the field. Jeff jumps on the first pitch, and now the Braves have a threat.
That's one of those that, you know, he didn't necessarily crush it, Chip, but he stayed inside it. The bat path is what you want to see. Cutter in. I don't think they're going to get a hit on that one.
So Acuna has the Braves' third hit. Dansby Swanson got the first one on the first pitch he saw today. Dansby Swanson has the most hits in the major league since May 23rd.
The one thing that's been nice too is, you know, in years past we've seen Dansby getting some real hot streaks, you know, but then he'd cool off. It's been consistent, Chip, for me, and I think that's one of the important things when you're looking really at him in the 2-hole now. You know you're going to get 4 or 5 good ABs every game.
But Jeff, this is where Dansby in particular has been so good this year.
He's got 52 strike hits, tied for first in all of baseball. He's got 30 RBIs with 2 strike, with leads all of baseball.
So what a security blanket for Brian Snitker, trying to keep the offense pushing toward the middle of the order with a guy that's been productive when he falls behind in the count. This one rolled to the left side. They'll have to hurry to get 2. They get none. That's thrown away. Harris will score standing up. It's 2-0.
Now the Braves make the mistake in the top of the third. Cal Wright's able to help him out here. Tries to go to second base, Chip, and I even think if it's a good throw, watch this, with the speed of Ronald, I don't know that they would have got him. It'd have been bang bang. That's a play that slow, you've got to go to first and get that second out. And this is what speed, look at that. It's what speed can do. Forces players to throw it before they're ready and make a play.
So a chance for a big inning for the Braves. They cash in the walk. 2-0 lead. And to further illustrate our point about Dansby Swanson, didn't get a hit, but he put the ball in play with 2 strikes. So fielder's choice E5. Braves lead by 2, and here's Riley, who homered his last time up.
You know, even with first and third, this is one of those scenarios where you feel like it's almost like an open base. You got Darno on deck. He's a double play candidate. It's going to be very careful with Riley.
Swing drive, hammered left center, at the wall. It's off the base of the wall. Riley has to hustle into second. A bullet on a 2-0 count. He doubles to make it 3-0.
After those first 2 pitches, I didn't think there was any way he was going to come over the plate on that 2-0 pitch. Austin again. that's middle.
The only thing wrong with Austin tonight is he's hitting it just a little too low.
Yeah, right.
One crept over the boards. This one hit at the base of the fence in left. So here's d'Arnaud. Loves the first pitch. Took a cut and fouled it back. Strike one.
Yeah, he does. 17 for 34 on the first pitch. Got a good one there. Especially when you're facing Bumgarner, one out like this. You know you're trying to get something in the air quick.
Infield is already in for Arizona, down 3-zip. And again for Bumgarner, who had given up one earned run in 35 innings during a 5-game winning streak in Atlanta. The Braves have touched him for 3 runs, and we're not out of the third. Line drive, base hit. That'll score 1. Riley will turn around third. He will stop. d'Arnaud with a base hit. His 40th RBI. And the Braves relentlessly attacking, lead 4-0.
Doing a good job. You can see he's trying to go to that cutter. Right now he's just getting too much of the plate, and his hitters are comfortable. And you know there's got to be some frustration when you're sitting there thinking I should have had 2 outs with second and third, and since then he hasn't been able to make a pitch.
That's what great teams do, though, right?
Yeah, it's a difference. Look, Kyle Wright was able to make some pitches, help his defense out. The Braves have taken advantage of these runs.
So Brent Strom, who briefly retired and came out of retirement after all those great years with the Houston Astros, is the Arizona pitching coach. He gives Bumgarner a breather as Matt Olson is up. He lined out his first time up. The Braves have scored 3 times on 3 hits, a walk, and an error in the home third. Cue shot hit to the left side. Good throw that time, and the peg to first will retire Olson, and that ends the Braves' 3rd inning. But a 3-run frame extends the lead for Kyle Wright. It's 4-0. Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Bream. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Man, does that bring back some happy memories from 30 years ago? Francisco Cabrera got one of the loudest ovations for Alumni Weekend when he was introduced on the red carpet, and Francisco Cabrera is standing by with Kelly Kroll and Paul Berg.
A lot of big cheers and a lot of dancing from Francisco. You enjoyed that 3-spot last inning, did you?
See, no, I'm just a little bit happy to be here.
What has been the best part of reminiscing so far with guys from, heck, 20, 30 years ago?
Well, the best part is to be with all those friends from back, back in the day, and I feel good to be with them again.
One of the biggest hits in Braves history. We forget, you only had 10 at-bats that season. Walk me through what happened when you went up to the plate.
Well, I only had 10 at-bats, like I said. I was in the bullpen, and Bobby said, we want you over here to come and pinch it. And then I said, okay, I'm ready. So I went over there, and I thought that I'm going to hit against Doug Dbacks. So I was preparing for him because he throw a lot of breaking pitch. Then they changed the pitches. And I said, wow. Now I have to have a different plan. But I used to hit against him before, and I was doing well. So I said, well, that's good. Now I just looking for a fastball and just try to hit it.
And you saw the slide. Did you get the dog pile? Did you get in on it? What was your thoughts when you saw Sid was safe?
Well, you know, I was surprised. I don't think that he's going to score. But when he slided home play, I was jumping on second base, and I was so happy because he made it.
How many times do you tell that story when you're back here with your buddies?
Well, you know, that story is every year. And back home, every day. There are people asking me the same thing.
And it gets better every time you tell it, doesn't it?
Well, you know, I'm sometimes say, well, they're going to ask me the same thing again. I got to say it.
Last one for me. Why are you not wearing a Falcons polo?
Oh, that? Oh, that's a friend gave it to me, and I just wear it.
We can find you some Braves gear, I think, around here this weekend. How does that work?
That's pretty good.
Okay, we got Chip and Jeff in the booth. You want to send it back to them?
Who?
Chip and Jeff Francoeur in the booth. You want to send it back?
Oh, I like to.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Kelly. Jeff and I get that a lot. Who?
Who are those numbnuts up there?
But isn't that something about Francisco Cabrera, one of the most unlikely hitting heroes in postseason play, in a franchise that has Dale Murphy, Jeff Francoeur, Hank Aaron? He has had one of the biggest hits that
one of the most
will
memorable
live on forever.
Yeah. You got to get rid of the Jaguars shirt, but other than that, it's great to have him back in the park. No, I mean, it is. You know, we were talking up here before the game, Chip, how as he walks Peralta, you know, how that call by your dad, that brings back a lot of great memories.
I was home in Orlando watching the game on the network, and I'm sure people my age at that time, 26 years old or even younger in your case, probably jumped as high as you'll ever jump when Sid Bream was called safe in that amazing series against the Pittsburgh Pirates, in a series that really changed the fortunes of both of those franchises for over a decade.
Well, they do. You think the Braves ripped the hearts out the year before. They come back and they had a 2-0 lead in Game 7 with one of the best pitchers on the mound, and we were watching it early. We watched the whole inning. Terry Pendleton leading off with the double.
Just great theater at Old Fulton County Stadium. As Sid Bream slid ahead of the Mike LaValliere tag, and bedlam ensued in Atlanta as the Braves went back to the World Series.
We all love Sid, and I think Francisco said it best, though. I didn't think he was going to score.
And that's coming from a catcher.
Yeah, right.
1 ball, 1 strike. This ball is hammered into the right field corner. Acuna is going to try to cut it off, and did. Nice play. And Dalton Varsho has a hit. Kind of right with a 2-out walk. Then the single opens up some trouble as Jake McCarthy is the hitter for Arizona.
Seen plenty of times walks can hurt. Something Kyle's done so few of has been throwing strikes here. He got too high the plate. Good job by Ronald, though, cutting it off, keeping him at first.
Dalton Varsho, the son of former big leaguer Gary Varsho. Catcher, outfielder, DH. He stands at first with 2 outs, and Jake McCarthy is the hitter. McCarthy, tonight's DH. I think the Arizona team is going to be an interesting one to follow over the next couple of years. As I said, all young, minimum salary, draft pick, high draft pick guys for Torey Lovullo's team. They have some really good offensive players coming up through their system. And of course, Drew Jones was the overall #1 pick.
No, 2.
For Arizona.
Yeah, their #1 pick. Yep. Isn't that crazy? Matt Holliday's son with the first pick and Andrew the second.
It's great.
Yeah.
But as you said, trying to go toe-to-toe with the Dodgers and the Padres and their deep pockets is a tough challenge in the National League West. As Wright delivers, and that ball is dumped into left field. A 2-strike, 2-out hit. And Arizona's on the board. It's a 4-1 game. And again, the key play, the 2-out walk.
Yeah, and I said before the game, this team can hit a little bit. They've scored some runs this year. And, you know, that's another pitch just like the last one, just too high. You see Travis wanting that ball up. If you're going to go there, it's got to be higher than high.
So McCarthy has his 11th RBI. He's reached base twice. Carson Kelly is up. Kelly's had a sizzling July. First and second are the Arizona runners. And a fly ball to left. That should be no trouble for Rosario. And he puts that in his back pocket, and that retires the side. A run on 2 hits, 4-1 Atlanta. Home fourth coming up.
Welcome to the Friday Night Showdown, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
As we said, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the '82 Western Division champion Braves. All those guys remember Brian Snitker, who got to reminisce with that crew before the game. Boy, can you imagine, Jeff, the lies that are being told when those guys get together?
That's why I laughed when Kelly said, ask Francisco about telling the story. Every year it gets a little bit better, a little bit more exaggerated, but I love what Murph said. Didn't even think about that. All those guys from those teams knowing Snit and being that same age, how excited they had to be to follow that last year. It's not only an organization you played for, but you had a guy that you were pulling for.
So to the home fourth we go. The Braves enjoy a 4-1 lead. Ozuna, Rosario, and Arcia are coming up. And Medbum misses inside. Ball one. Braves start play 3 games behind the Mets. The Mets are in Miami. And they've got a wild game going down at Marlins Park, now called Lone Depot Park. Sandy Alcantara is on the mound. It's 4-4 in the 5th.
I usually think that was Sandy Alcantara pitching, and even Bassett, who's been pretty darn good this year.
2-0 pitch. We will keep you updated with the Mets games the rest of the way as we are heading for the final 2 months, and we've got a ton of games coming up with the Mets, Jeff, in the next 3 weeks.
I tell you, 5 games in 4 days next weekend. That place is going to be rocking up there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Can't wait. 2 balls and a strike. And 2-2. The other big story in baseball will be known by August 2nd, 6 p.m. the trade deadline. One thinks that both these clubs will be active. Arizona might be shedding players. The Braves might be adding them. The pitch curled around the plate.
Yeah, there's always 1 or 2 teams that you don't think much of, and they add just because they're ready to make a run. Not so much this year, but sometimes next year.
And there have been some surprise teams in Major League Baseball this year, both for the good and bad. The pitch. I think one of the most intriguing teams. What do the Orioles do?
I don't know, but it's amazing what they've done. I will tell you that.
They're over 500, and they're 3 games out of a playoff spot.
It's nuts.
Brandon Hyde and Freddie Gonzalez have done a great job with that club. 3-2 pitch. Ozuna putting up a fight.
Now, if anybody's worried what Alex is going to do here in Atlanta, I think they can gain confidence from what he was able to accomplish last year. And I think that's a good thing. This team doesn't need as much to me as they needed last year. When Ronald went down last year, there was a lot of offense missing.
So put yourself in the shoes of Alex Anthopoulos. If you were the GM, as you evaluate this team objectively, what do you think the Braves will look for? What do you think they'll be able to get?
I would think they're going to look for another bullpen arm down there. Probably a right-hander if they can. I would say probably definitely a bat with Adam Duvall going down. And look, I would think a starting pitcher. You can never have enough starting pitching, and you know, as you work through the season, they're going to have to give Strider, you know, a little bit of a rest here and there.
Again, big recoil, and this time the mask gets knocked off.
He's got to be thinking, I'm going to back farther up this time.
3-2 pitch.
Yeah, those are three almost in the exact same section. Foul balls.
Gentle breeze blowing out toward right for Ozuna. The Braves enjoy a 4-1 lead. Great battle. Ozuna is going to see a 12th pitch.
Yeah, everything had been way, and that one there he came in on.
He hit that twice. Cutters, four-seam fastballs, and changeups in this sequence with Ozuna.
It's funny, Bumgarner's thrown 61 pitches now, 22 to 2 batters with Acuna and Ozuna.
High, towering fly ball to left, high sky. Peralta is over near the line and in fair ground makes the grab. That was a great sequence. But Ozuna flies out for the second time to left, and he's out number 1. And Rosario will stand in next. You faced Bumgarner before, right?
Oh, yeah.
As a right-hand hitter, that's no fun. I can't imagine how tough it is for the lefties with that low 3/4 arm slot this guy features.
Yeah, and look, he's still able to pitch, you know, and pitch effectively. But it used to be something else too when he had that fastball at 95 to 96. Working that cutter off that pitch. That's what made him unhittable. I mean, that postseason in 14 where he did the Royals and running through, it was incredible.
Way outside, even count.
And he single-handedly threw so many games that whole postseason, and like I said, that was 95, 96. You know, and he's big. You don't see his windup. Look at it, his windup and kind of where he comes from is very difficult.
Big strong man. As that's popped back toward the netting and no play. Kelly couldn't get there in time. Good effort. And Rosario stays alive, a ball and 2 strikes. You think there's a market for Bumgarner at the deadline?
It could be. You know, I mean, as you see right here, if he could, look at that, he almost got it. If he could have got back there quicker, he couldn't find it at first. A break for Rosario.
He gets a swing on the house here with 2 strikes.
So funny, all these guys, it comes with money too, you know, so that's the whole thing. How much are you willing to eat?
Line drive to left. Peralta retreats, still going back, and leaps in the middle of the warning track. That ball kept going and going to left.
He squared that up, got good wood on it. I don't think Peralta thought he hit it as well as he did. Almost snuck it over his head.
Peralta's another name that's been bandied about as perhaps being available on August 2nd. So he's made 2 nice plays in the inning. Arcia, the batter, he's 0 for 1 with a flyout. Now a ground ball to Perdomo at short. And a perfect throw ends the Atlanta 4th. We go to the 5th. Braves in front 4-1. Heroes played for the Braves in the late 60s and early 70s. That was a man that they used to call the Road Runner. The great Ralph Garr, who along with Henry Aaron And Dusty Baker comprised a great Atlanta outfield in 1974. Ralph, a very memorable year for you, the batting champion in 74.
Yeah, I'd always told Henry he's the one, the way I won the batting title, they were watching him and wasn't paying no attention to me.
Nah. Ralph, you know it, old hey, speed kills.
and
you could run, my man.
I thank God for that.
It is so great to see you, and it's so great to see all the Braves alumni here and you catching up with guys that played in your era of Braves baseball. As you see those guys here, what memories does that bring back for you?
It thrills my heart. You know what I'm saying? The Braves, you know, it's an excellent organization. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to be a part of it. So we just have to keep fighting and playing hard every day.
That's Perdomo, just hit a home run to make it a 4-2 game. For Perdomo, his third home run of the year. Little guys aren't supposed to hit the ball like that. They're supposed to hit it on the ground, right?
Well, this baseball is hard to figure out. That's when you have to play it. You can talk it and say what you want to say, but baseball is not an easy game to understand sometimes. So you have to get out there and play it hard every day and play it properly. Otherwise, it'll humble you every time you think you got it beat. It'll show you something new, just like the little man just hit the home run.
Well, you know, the game's changed so much, and for better, for worse, whatever your taste is in the sport, you played in an era where your job was very different than a major league player today who's up there trying to drive the ball out of the ballpark. You were a table setter.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Was that a hard role to accept, even in your heyday as a major league player?
No, because most of the time you batted at the top of the lineup. You're more of a contact hitter, and you can run. But that doesn't. I don't know what that means now. They don't hardly say too much about that anymore, about table setter. If you notice now, all the big hitters are at the top part of the lineup mostly. Everywhere you go now, it's not too many table setters at all.
And not too many
table cleaners.
That's exactly right.
Right.
And not too many guys that hit 353 with contact.
That's very true. That's true.
And so you played on that great team with Hank Aaron, Dusty Baker. You played right field a lot in 74 for the Braves, who won 88 games. I looked up the pitching staff for that 74 team. Phil Niekro, Carl Morton, Buzz Capra, and Ron Reed were all double-digit winning pitchers.
Yes.
You know how many complete games that group of four guys had that year?
How many?
Up the middle to Dansby Swanson. He'll glove and throw out Rojas. 42. 42 complete games, and you got to play behind those guys.
I sure did. I enjoyed every minute of it. And Buzz, Captain Phil Niekro, it was a wonderful time for me. I really enjoyed it very much. It was a good, very good season for us that year.
Do you miss Henry? We all miss Henry Aaron. That's the wrong way to ask the question.
It's very true.
We all miss Henry Aaron. What impact did Hank Aaron have on your life and your career?
He got it right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just when you come to Atlanta, you think about Mr. Aaron because he paid such a understanding way for us to understand the things that he went through. He never was bitter or really talk bad about anything. It was always a positive attitude and play the game hard and right. And that's the way you had to play the game. And he played the game the way he expected other people to play it. He led by example. So Mr. Aaron was a wonderful man. And I'm so glad to be a part of an organization that has so much respect for Mr. Aaron and the wonderful things that they're doing now. Everywhere you look, the Braves are doing something nice under the name of Henry Aaron. It makes me feel so good and thrills my heart to be a part of a wonderful organization like that. And I've been working with the Braves right at 40-some years, and they're a wonderful organization that seems to be getting better.
I always think, Ralph, it was the best thing that we won the World Series last year. Hank was looking down. I always said it. And I know you appreciate good speed. Talk about Michael Harris so far in center field for this team, because I feel like it's really changed since he's come along.
Well, he made a big difference. You know what I'm saying, Michael? And he came up through the Braves. There it is, the Henry Aaron and Braves again.
System,
he came up through Marquise Grissom and all those kids, and he's up here making an impact. That's a blessing and wonderful. Mr. Aaron is just a grinning and dancing about
100%.
that. So it makes you feel good to be a part of an organization like that. So it just, all I can say, it's so much happiness and enjoyable to be a part of the Braves organization.
Well, it's an honor to have you with us. 100%. Congratulations on all you've done with the Braves, 40-plus years. And let's win that World Series again. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to that.
Look at that man right there.
There he is.
Still styling and profiling.
The great Ralph Garth, the Roadrunner, 1974 batting champ, back in Atlanta. See that on our Xfinity Live Look cam. Madison Bumgarner, Kyle Wright locked in a 4-2 game now.
I'll tell you what, if you're talking to Ralph Garth and you don't get fired up, you got issues. He is awesome.
Still lives in Houston. Still keeps in close contact with Dusty Baker. He told us after our interview he goes to every game. Harris with a bunt try. Kelly's throw off target into right field. Money Mike is on his way to second. Long throw. And Harris with that big wide turn is going to be out number 1. Little too exuberant on that play for Michael.
Yeah, and give Marshall a lot of credit, though, in right field, Chip. He backed that play up. I hate to say it. Normally, you're not used to seeing guys back up plays, but watch him come running over there hard. And he's able to get it. Once Michael committed, he had gone so far because he was busting it down there. Love the hustle. I got no issue with hustle plays.
I love the fact he laid down a bunt.
Yep.
So give him a bunt single, but he's out 9-6. And a big break for Bumgarner, who's labored just a bit in this game, Jeff. He's had 2 1-2-3 innings, but when he hasn't done that, there's been quite a bit of traffic on against him. 13 pitch at bat to Ozuna, 9 pitch at bat to Acuna to start the game. And it's hot and it's humid for Bumgarner against the Braves. Fly ball hit well down the left field line. Got his hands inside that baby. But it's second deck foul for Ronald Acuna Jr.
You know, when you're used to seeing Madison pitch, he's got that huge kind of turn as he goes. I almost feel like he's getting locked up right now, and he's not able to get that, you know, the fastball and really that angle that he's used to. He's not been able to get the ball in on these Braves hitters much tonight, as we're used to seeing from him.
Got that one in, and Acuna down to his last strike. (4-2) Atlanta in front. The 1-2 pitch.
You can see he's kind of laboring out there.
But even without his best stuff.
No, he's still, but he's usually a guy that he wants to work quick. He's being very deliberate.
2-2 count. Popped up and heading for the seats foul. And look, Bumgarner could make the case. Not a bad defensive play in this game. He might have a lead of 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, or without Austin Riley in the lineup.
That too. Who's got a homer, a double, and 2 RBIs. Pitch number 7 to Acuna is a bullet toward third. Rojas went to a knee, and a close play. They just got him. Bang, bang play at first edges Acuna, and 2 are out. Well, it's great to see Ronald flying down that first base line. That last little stutter step.
Yeah, good hustle, though. He just got him, but. And you talk about Ralph Garth, that 1974 season. 214 hits, 52 extra base hits, 52 strikeouts, and 54 RBIs. Setting up the great Hammerin' Hank.
More RBIs than strikeouts is always a good stat to have.
Yeah,
wouldn't you say? As Dansby digs in, he's put the ball in play twice and is 1 for 2.
You know the great thing about Ralph Garr too, when we used to play still in like 05, 06, Ralph would come sit in the dugout for a series somewhere and he cheered more than Bobby did.
Dansby has another hit against the team that drafted him. Swanson has a 2-hit game. But did Ralph Garr wear spikes like Bobby used to?
Well, nobody did that.
So good work for Swanson, who's acting as a secondary table setter. He's been aboard for Austin Riley again.
Yeah, stayed through this one enough. You can see Cutter, he was trying to get outside. That one crept back over. And that's, I'm sure Bumgarner wanted to face Austin Riley to lead off the next inning.
So think like a pitcher. How do you get Riley out right now, Jeff? He's got a hit in 19 of 20 games. Fly ball hit hard toward left center field. Peralta's not getting that. That's going to bounce off the fence. Dansby's going to fly around third. He's going to score. Riley another double.
Well, I was just about to say you don't pitch to him. You know, the thing about it is, this, if we go back and look, this wasn't a horrible pitch. Austin is so strong. Watch this location. It's in on his hands, and he even jams him a little bit. He's so big and strong, he's able to get this ball all the way to the warning track and almost out of here.
And the break for the Braves. That ball bounced off the fence and stayed in play.
Yeah,
otherwise,
second and third.
That would be the situation for d'Arnaud, who's got an RBI single. Remember, d'Arnaud loves the first pitch. Took that one, though, for a called strike. Boy, add-on runs, Jeff. Add-on runs with 2 outs. The Braves have done unbelievably great work over the last 8 weeks. This one popped into shallow right. Long run Varsho. He's going to get there, though, and that will retire the side. A single and a double on back-to-back pitches earns the Braves another run. It's 5-2. Of Tunnel Hill, Georgia. Jamie's been a member since 2018. His favorite A-list perks are priority access to postseason tickets and A-list appreciation week. Congratulations, Jamie Middleton. You're today's A-list member of the game. The Braves lead, Jeff, 5-2. Kyle Wright in command, where he's been exactly that. At home, that's our Synovus Get There feature.
He's tied the most quality starts at home in all of Major League Baseball. As you see, he's receiving 5 2/3 runs of support at home, which is nice, but again, he's pitched well to get that record. He's got 11 double plays here at home.
Let's hope he doesn't need a double play here in the 6th inning. How about a clean frame?
Yep, 1, 2, 3.
Arizona scored a run in the 4th, a run in the 5th inning. And Walker, Peralta, and Varsho, the trio coming up for the 3rd time against the Braves right-hander, who's gunning for his 13th victory of the year. Christian Walker, 23 home runs. He has hit 10 more home runs than the 2nd place home run hitter on the Arizona club. In fact, he's representing about 20-25% of their team home run total this year.
He is, and he's one of those kind of all or nothing guys. 203. He's driving in the power for that team. But I love what Kyle's doing, attacking him right now. 2 seamers down and in. Not letting him get extended.
Bullet and right into the shift.
Wow, that was 112 off the bat, too.
So Arcia right place at the right time. Walker can do nothing but mutter about that. He's out number 1. And Arcia checking the palm of the left hand. That one had to hurt.
That had some heat coming at it. Look at it.
Here's Peralta. He has struck out, walked, and scored. Peralta trying to extend a 5-game hitting streak tonight. This guy's been a good hitter for a long time, a former pitcher who had shoulder problems, and Tony La Russa said, son, it's time you start to hit.
Yeah, smart move.
And a broken bat. Oh, flag down by Olson. Good throw to first. 2 outs.
Well, what a great job, not only making a great play here, but being able to throw a good strike to Kyle too, because you're running over there to the bag and throws it right on the money, gives him plenty of time to look at first base and get where he's going. Get a nice second out. Quick inning so far.
And Dalton Varsho stands in the way of a 1-2-3 6th. Varsho is 1 for 2 tonight. Bruce Dreckman said that one was low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets and Marlins still tied 4-4. That game bottom 6 in Miami. Here it's 5-2 Braves. Like a quick resolution of Varsho here to set up right for 7 complete. He's at 80 pitches on a sultry night at Truist Park. He's got the Arizona right fielder behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The top 4 hitters on the Diamondback lineup card are 0 for 12 tonight. It's been the bottom half of the lineup that's given Wright a little more trouble tonight, but only 2 runs, 3 hits. And now the 2-2 count.
Ooh, that was a pretty good pitch.
And as much control as he's had, I'm surprised he didn't get the call. Full count.
Yeah, it's one of those that actually broke a lot late.
So the payoff. Line to first, and the inning is over. Wright needed that. A 1-2-3 6th. Matt Olson leads off. Braves in command. Time for the bottom of the 6th inning. Braves are beating up Madison Bumgarner with 8 hits. Austin Riley has had 3 extra base hits, and they're your RBI leaders presented by our friends at Zaxby's.
Yeah, you can see Austin Riley there, but Matt Olson leading the way, tied with Aaron Judge. He's hitting .417 with runners in scoring position this month. And Riley's hitting .413.
Matt's homered in back-to-back games, getting him to 20 home runs this year. His 5th season of 20 or more homers as a major league player. And to do it in your first year in your hometown with all the drama that ensued is a really great story for the Braves.
I think for Matt, you know, he's finally comfortable. It took a while. Maybe he thought, you know, hey, he got off to that great start. But, you know, it takes a while playing in your hometown, you know, to get comfortable. And I think he's finally there. And he just looks confident to me now. Even playing first, I think if there was one thing early on, we said his defense was not what you're used to seeing. Now, obviously, back to the Gold Glove defense.
And in the driver's seat here, 3 balls and a strike. And Bumgarner walks Matt Olson, who's 0 for 16 head-to-head. So a chance to add on here with Olson at first, Ozuna coming up. But first, a quick word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Ozuna's played catch with David Peralta in left twice. Let's see if he can hit one over his head. And time was called at the last moment. Bumgarner's going to glare at Bruce Dreckman about that. Popped up. Shift was on. Long run Marte. In comes Varsho in right, and he slides to his knees and makes a nice play.
That's where you just see things like that. Usually a second baseman's camped under that easily, but when you're in the shift, that's why as a base runner you got to be aware a lot more these days than you used to me.
And you've got to be really communicative, because we've seen it a couple of times in other games this year. The second baseman and outfielder, or the shortstop and left fielder, collide.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not used to being in certain situations.
Ozuna is 0 for 3. That brings up Rosario, who's hit line drives twice, but both have been caught tonight. Friday night fireworks after our game tonight.
Yeah, packed.
41,536 are here for game 1 of the series. The 28th home sellout for the Braves this season. Braves over 2.1 million in attendance. We'll have packed houses tomorrow night for game 2. Ian Anderson will pitch for the Braves. Then Sunday it's Max Fried. We have an off day Monday. And then the Phillies will come in for a quick 2-game series. And then we're off to New York.
I'm going to snip tomorrow. I'm curious. The spring training, you get the big jugs machine out and shoot them up in the air and do fly balls and pop up priority. I wonder if they do it with the shift and stuff now in spring training. Moving guys over, because let's be honest, you're in the shift more than you're not.
And that might change next year if the shift rules are modified.
Might not matter anymore.
Olson at first. And 2 walks to 2 left-handed hitters, and Bumgarner is really upset at Dreckman. His mask is off, and Bumgarner turns and heads back to the mound. He thought he had Rosario with another strike. Instead, he's walked 2 left-hand hitters in the inning. And Dreckman said the pitch was outside, so a threat for the Braves. 2 on, 1 out.
It's just frustration, boiling over.
And then he pulls the string on Arcia, who's 0 for 2. On the ground to short. Second for 1, and the turn to first is in time, and that retires the side. Bumgarner works around a couple of walks, and this game heads to the 7th.
I grew up always wanting to be a hitter, so I would love to face Smoltz, Glavine, Dbacks, just because I would love to see what it looks like from the box, you know, because I always get to see it from behind, but I would love to know how difficult it was as a hitter facing those guys too. To reverse that, I would love to face Chipper Jones, I think. I mean, I grew up, he was my favorite player, so I guess just, I was gonna say him just kind of because that would be surreal for me.
Every pitcher dreams of being a hitter. Every hitter dreams of being a successful pitcher.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, yeah, you'd like to face Chipper, but then when you're out there, you might be saying a different thing. But look, great night, 6 innings here. You'd love to see Kyle be able to get through this 7th inning and turn it over to the pen. Only 83 pitches.
And the lower third of the order.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 hitters for Arizona. Kyle leads by a 5-2 score. He's only given up 3 hits, but McCarthy has 1 and Perdomo has 1. And it's popped up. Riley will track that down. Thank you very much. 1 pitch, 1 out, and Wright's retired 7 straight.
I was going to say, you appreciate that one. Make a pitch, get an easy out.
It's funny, Kyle Wright talked about how he'd love to hit a grand slam, right? Of Smoltz, Maddox, or Glavine, who do you think Kyle would most likely have success in hitting a grand slam?
Well, you know, John would probably leave him a slider over the plate, right? You don't want to jump in with me?
My job's to tee you up, son, and see where you hit the ball. Carson Kelly's the hitter. You know, John's watching tonight.
I think Cal Wright would be trying for a long time before he got a home run off one of the 3 of them.
Kelly, 2 balls, no strikes. Wright is having a terrific night. Braves have won each of his last 6 starts. Kyle individually has won 5 of those games. Right now he's got a great shot at picking up lucky win number 13 tonight.
You love it. He's taking you deep into the games.
Riley played that on a short hop, and Carson Kelly's aboard with 1 out. We'll await the scoring on this one. Humpback liner.
That's a tough one there. You either got to charge hard or take a step back. I think, you know, in this instance with Kelly, who's not necessarily fast running, you know, maybe you take a step back. But again, when you're out there and it's so difficult.
That was scored a hit for Kelly.
Got a split second decision.
Perdomo hit a home run for the Diamondbacks leading off the 5th. Good looking young rookie shortstop. As Wright paints there and gets way ahead 0-2. What a way to kick off alumni weekend. Kyle Wright dealing. Austin Riley a giant night with 3 extra base hits and 3 RBIs. He's trying to win game number 60. And Wright has out number 2. So 1 more man to get, and then we'll send you to the stretch. It's presented by Synovus. Trevor Scales, Peter Moylan, and Brian Jordan standing by to talk about this great start to alumni weekend and the MVP case of Braves third baseman Austin Riley.
It's growing day by day, I'll tell you that. Tonight's a huge night for him. It's where you show too the confidence that is growing in Kyle Wright. 4th time through the lineup. We let him go right back out there.
Last hope for the Diamondbacks in the 7th. Josh Rojas, who is 0 for 3. Again, the Diamondbacks 8 games under 500, but that is not how they came to town. This team has been playing very good baseball since the All-Star break, as we told you earlier. 5-1 since the break, a sub-2 staff ERA, averaging about 6.5 runs a game. Kyle Wright has shut them down tonight on 4 hits. One of Kyle's most impressive performances in a season filled with them here tonight.
I think you go back to the momentum changer in this game was that 3rd inning, top of the 3rd chip, where Arcia made the error. They get 2nd and 3rd, no outs, and he's able to not only limit damage but give up no runs, and then the offense came back out and went to work.
Can you feel that as an offense when
100%.
your starting pitcher does that?
Your guy gives it, yeah, gives you that kind of effort. Gets you extra motivated.
And it's worth repeating, 2 years ago, Kyle Wright's maybe out of the game in the 3rd inning, not trying to win the game in the 7th. He's got some work to do here. Don't want to bring the tying run to the plate with 2 outs. The Braves bullpen is busy. Wright about to make his 96th pitch, and here she comes. It's a line drive to left, a 2-out single. So the Diamondbacks not going quietly. 2 hits in the 7th inning, and Brian Snitker is making his way to the mound. He's not going to let Kyle Wright make a mistake that costs him a chance to win this game. So Alec Thomas will be the hitter. Snit will go get his young right-hander who pitched a brilliant game. 6 2/3 innings of 2-run, 5-hit ball. Sellout crowd applauds Kyle Wright here in game 1.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Braves enjoy a 5-2 lead. Diamondbacks threaten with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Kyle Wright, Jeff, what can you say? 5 hits in 6 2/3.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this has everything to do with not wanting Marte to come up in a minute. You got the tying run up now, and, you know, Kyle gave you a great start tonight, and you turn it into someone who's been so good in Dylan Lee.
Who will face Jordan Luplow, who has almost as impressive home run per at-bat numbers as Austin Riley. He is a big, powerful kid. 16 extra base hits, including 11 home runs. Only Kyle Schwarber and Austin Riley have homered more frequently on a per at-bat basis this year than Jordan Luplow of the Diamondbacks. He has 2 pinch hit homers this year. He represents the tying run in a 5-2 game. And he swung for the fences there and came up empty.
Well, that's the thing. You know he's got the power. At the same time, you know, not a high average. So at the same time, you know, if you make a pitch, you know, you have a chance for a swing and miss.
And Dylan certainly has done that over his last 5 games. 8 innings, 12 strikeouts. And Luplow went around. He's down 1-2 now. I mean, Lee has been so good that he has moved up in the pecking order, if you will, to get important outs in times like this.
Well, again, you continue to show your manager what you can do, and you have outing after outing. You're going to get these chances, and he's producing.
Swing and a miss. Dylan Lee puts out a 7th inning fire and sends us to the stretch. Great game in Atlanta. What a way to start Alumni Weekend. Trevor, take it away.
The Stretch is brought to you by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Welcome into the stretch, presented by Synovus. Trevor Scales, Peter Moreland, Brian Jordan outside kicking it on the battery with you. And fellas, it has been a wonderful start to Alumni Weekend, as Chip Carey so eloquently said, because not only did we get to have the fanfare and celebrations, Peter, but we also are enjoying quite the lead here at Truist Park.
Let me tell you, Alumni Weekend is one of my favorite weekends. Seeing the faces on these guys, we get spoiled a little bit getting to see Truist Park on almost a nightly basis. But when you see the old guard come back, you see their faces, you see them high-fiving fans, see them get to chat with fans. It's an amazing experience for not only the players, but the fans alike. It's just wonderful to see, and the Braves do such an amazing job here.
But how about Austin Riley? He's saying, I love Alumni Weekend too. Hey, I starts out with a home run, then he follows it up with 2 more doubles. He is on fire. I hated that he lost that 18-game hitting streak, but man, that's where you started right back up, guys.
That's literally what I was getting ready to say, baby. It's just a new one that we're going to begin. That's all it is.
Right.
So let's get to some more Braves baseball. Maybe Austin Riley can rack up a little bit more after a quick word from our friends at Synovus.
Wherever potential leads you next, get there with speed. Get there with scale. Get there with a bank you trust. Synovus. Get there.
Great job at the stretch, guys. Enjoy a 5-2 lead. Madison Bumgarner has been taken down. And what a great way to set the stage for tomorrow's fun. Our landmark player comparison, Team Jordan versus Team Francoeur. Here are the career highlights for the 2 combatants in tomorrow's home run derby.
Well, you know, it's going to be a good one. Oh, that was mine. I threw the wrong one. I'm looking at the screen. And I looked at the screen and threw the wrong one. This is the one I meant to have. Hey, all I know is I need Kelly Johnson and Andrew Jones getting their sleep tonight. That's what I need.
Somebody else needs to get their sleep.
You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. My team won in 18. BJ's team won in 19. Obviously, with COVID the last 2 years. So as BJ and I like to say, this will be, you know, this will be
the rubber match.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Brian, I think Brian, there might have been a little bit of foreshadowing as to what's going to happen. I mean, Jeff even picked your team.
Yeah, I know, man. It's a shame that all the other players in that dugout picked Francoeur.
Not a shame at all, if you ask me.
Thanks, Jeff, for picking me. I really appreciate that.
You know,
that was the kiss of death right there, Jeff. Holy cow.
No, you got to show up.
Oh, I'm going to show up.
The question is, are your teammates showing up too?
Yeah, I got my fingers crossed. Got my fingers crossed. Hey, are your teammates going to show up? That's the big question.
Oh, they're going to show up, and then, you know what? Peter's getting ready.
I'm feeding. I'm
that's what I'm trying to remember to continue to tell Peter. You want to give up home runs in this. I know your whole career did a great job of keeping people in the park. Now we want to go out of the park.
I'm trying to pay him off, man. I'm just letting you know.
Frenchie, let me tell you something. Me and Andrew, just a little inside info. Andrew and I were tossing water bottle. I was tossing a water bottle to him earlier. We're getting the timing down. He's going to backspin some things tomorrow. You ain't going to see anything like it. It's going to be beautiful.
Hey, he said he's been working out. We will find out tomorrow. Those
Who, Andrew been working out?
He said he's been working out, man.
Come on, he's on my team, and I can't back that up.
Oh, if he does well, I'm going to be all over him.
Oh, gosh.
Now, I understand, guys, that Brian Jordan has gone to extreme lengths to get ready for the home run derby, Jeff. From what we're told, we have sources around Metro Atlanta that Brian got a 2-hour massage.
Yes, I got to give a shout out to Samantha Flowers and Rob Hart Chiropractic. I was getting cracked up. I was getting massaged up. I am ready to go.
Well, we're going to send you right back there on Sunday after the day game.
Yeah,
that's our plan.
We're going to find out how that 60 seconds hold up.
Yeah, exactly. All I know is the thing we can't do, and what got us 3 years ago, was we did the extra home runs. That was the killer.
Yeah. No, just one round. That's it.
Give it your best.
Us one round.
Well, we can't wait for that tomorrow as Game 2 between the Braves and Diamondbacks will take place. Peter and Brian, I want to ask you one quick thing too. It is Alumni Weekend. The fun of the Home Run Derby notwithstanding tomorrow, how great is it to be amongst your former teammates on a weekend like this?
It's amazing because a lot of the time I forget a lot of what happened in my career until I get around a lot of the guys that I played with, and they bring up stories that I've forgotten about, and it's just so good to relive so many of those good memories. I feel like I've been here forever, and I've played with so many of these guys, so it's such a good opportunity for all of us to get together again. And the Braves do such an amazing job. Greg McMichael and the rest of the alumni people and the Braves front office, they welcome everybody with open arms and make sure that everybody feels like they're here with a purpose, and it's just wonderful to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Greg McMichael, the Atlanta Braves, they do a terrific job making everybody feel comfortable and want it. So I love this weekend every year, and I hope it just continues.
Well, you two guys are a big part of it, so thank you for that, and thank you for your great work on the pregame show, the stretch, and we'll look forward to chatting after the Braves wrap up.
Yeah, Peter, get your sleep tonight, Peter.
Yeah. I'm better without it, you know that.
Well, that's true. Actually, stay out till 3.
Ronald's had some good at-bats tonight. Seen a lot of pitches. And this one, a bullet hit towards short. Perdomo stumbled, and that'll cost him any chance to get 2. And Ronald is at first with Harris forced after he was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, but you know what? 108 off the bat right there for Ronald. And so I think we can agree, Chip, the at-bats were better tonight. The at-bats were definitely a lot better, and now you build off that, you continue to go, because it's like anything. When it clicks for him and it gets going, he's going to make up for lost time.
Well, and one thing you know, whether he gets a hit or not, if he's on base, he's got a chance to be in scoring position in the blink of an eye, because Acuna has stolen 21 bases. It's a 3-run Braves game. Let's see how Atlanta plays it. He takes off, got a great jump, and there's no chance for Kelly to make a throw. He saw that coming all the way from Stone Mountain.
He got a great jump. Kelly just ate it. Smart move instead of trying to throw in the outfield.
And so now a hit means a run, and this part of the Braves lineup, Swanson and Riley, Jeff, a combined 5 for 6, 3 runs scored, and 3 RBIs.
Now they've done the majority of the damage tonight. You got the right part up, and you'd love to try to tack one on right here. And
Dansby pokes one to right. Varsho on the run, heading into the corner near the wall, makes the catch in front of the 325 sign. Good base running by Ronald. He'll tag up on that drive into the right field corner. And he's at third for Austin Riley, who's 3 for 3 with 8 total bases.
Let's take a look tonight at our StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. The first one, a little low, little 4-iron down in the left field bullpen, and then of course the 2 doubles, one in the 3rd, one in the 5th. Really been the guy that has given the Braves the lead tonight.
I'm surprised they're pitching to him, to be honest with you, as hot as he is. But he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Acuna, by the way, a milestone steal. Wiley Ballard, our stat man downstairs, tells us that's Ronald's 100th career stolen base.
Nice.
And 22nd this year.
Good job, Wiley.
Braves 5, Arizona 2. Mets 4, Marlins 4. 8th inning in Miami.
It's one of those things, though. There, you say they're pitching to him, yet they're trying to get him to chase something outside the zone. See if he'll bite.
Another multi-hit game for Austin Riley. 39 of those this year. Trying to hit that one out.
They had just chased the 3-1 pitch.
So it's 3-2. Davinsky called up on July 26th. Nice comeback for him. He pitched in just 8 games last year and is making his way back from Tommy John surgery. And he came back to get Austin Riley, and that retires the side. Off we go to the 8th inning. Braves lead it by 3. Break. We've talked about the Mets and Marlins all night. Sandy Alcantara had a rough night. He had a 4-3 lead until Starling Marte hit a long home run into center field. That tied the game for the Mets in the 4th inning. That's where they stand in the 8th inning. New York a runner at second, 1 out. That game tied 4-4 down at Lone Depot Park. The Braves would love some help from the Marlins. Atlanta starts action tonight, 3 games out of first and 12 left head-to-head with the front-running Mets. Colin McHugh will take over on the mound in the Braves 8th inning. 2 right-hand hitters coming up first, scheduled for Arizona. Beg your pardon, a switch hitter and a right-hander coming up for Arizona against Colin McHugh. The switch hitter is Ketel Marte, who went 0 for 3 against Kyle Wright. Jeff Colin has been excellent of late.
He hasn't. You know, we've seen it do this sometimes with the righties. You got a guy like Kyle Wright throwing 94, 95 with big sink. And you bring
shift on, long throw. Dansby got enough on it. What a play. Wow. He is as good as anybody, Jeff, in throwing across his body, not just with strength, but with accuracy. That's our T-Mobile coverage cam play of the night from Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Matt didn't even have to move right here. Watch, right on the money. Gets rid of it quick. And gets him by 4 steps. Colin appreciates that.
And we appreciate what Colin has done. Over his last 7 outings, Jeff, he's given up 2 hits and no runs.
Well, one thing you love about the Braves bullpen, as you get deep into the season and in the postseason, Chip, we always talk about power pitching and being able to get the strikeout when you need it. Atlanta pitching has 348 strikeouts from the 7th inning on, leads all of baseball. It's so important when you get a guy on third in less than 2 outs.
And might be getting another arm to that bullpen here in the coming days as Walker pops this one up. Matt Olson says he's got it. And that's the 2nd out. Remember, Kirby Yates is rehabbing and is pitching well. So there he is. Wonder when we'll see Kirby Yates activated as he's made his way back to the brink from a return from Tommy John surgery. He's been a premier closer in the major leagues. So a bullpen strength could get even stronger when Yates returns. And here's Peralta. He scored one of the Arizona runs, but is 0 for 2. His hitting streak on the line in this 8th inning at bat. And it's going to end with a good play from Arcia, who bobbled for a moment. And Colin McHugh rolls through the Diamondbacks in a 1-2-3/8.
Is brought to you by the All-South Highway Safety Team. Always wear your seatbelt. Synovus, the bank that helps you get there. And by Lexus.
The Braves enjoy a 5-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and we want to send along congratulations to a great member of the Braves team, one of our fantastic media relations reps, Jared Burleson, and his lovely wife Danny welcomed a baby boy Nico on July 25th. 8 pounds 2 ounces. Nico, mom and dad are doing great. Congratulations, guys. What a wonderful story. A beautiful baby boy.
Yeah, congrats for sure.
So the Braves come up looking to add on Luke Weaver, formerly a starting pitcher, now pitching out of the bullpen, and that ERA, Jeff, might tell you why.
Yeah, well, you can see against Atlanta up over 5, but 15 innings in only 11 games, but 8-2-2, trying to get him straightened out.
The MLB.TV trade deadline sale lets you follow your favorite players wherever they go for $24.99. Blackout and other restrictions apply. The sale ends August 2nd. Visit MLB.TV for all the details. Interesting game for the Atlanta offense tonight. 5 runs on 8 hits. The Braves have struck out 1 time as a team in this game.
Wow.
And that strikeout was the last batter Arizona faced. Austin Riley. Davinsky struck him out. So Weaver facing Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud an RBI hit in the game. Looking ahead to the 9th. Varsho, McCarthy, and Carson Kelly, the trio scheduled for Arizona.
It's important to get a chance to sit that bottom part of the order down and not have to see the top of the lineup again.
Kyle Wright in line to beat Madison Bumgarner. Wright gave up 2 runs in 6 2/3. Bumgarner 5 runs in 6 innings. But Bumgarner's defense made a costly error that cost him at least a couple of runs. That's fouled back. 2 balls and a strike. Bad news in Miami. The Mets have scored twice and have taken a 6-4 lead against the Marlins. So Braves appear to need to wrap this one up in the win column to stay 3 back, entering action for game 2 tomorrow. That's popped toward Walker at first, and onto the warning track. He will not have a play. It's 2-2. Matchup tomorrow night. Ian Anderson and Corbin Martin. But Jeff, we're not through tonight.
No, we're still on the Friday night showdown.
Presented by Kaiser Permanente. As Luke Weaver comes set with the bases empty and nobody out. Fouled away. Still 2-2.
Still see he's got good velocity on that fastball, Weaver. 96, 97.
Off his knuckles and out of play again.
Fighting him.
You know, casual fans might think these at-bats don't mean much in a 5-2 game, but look, if you have a couple of long drawn-out affairs the last 2 games, you pile up an opposing relief pitcher's pitch count, you take him out of consideration.
Yeah, then chances of him making a mistake, the longer the at-bat goes, percentage goes up.
A 2-2 count. On the ground to short. Perdomo will charge. And there's out number 1.
And before we get to Olsen, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Hi friends, I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark More. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're number 1, because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Matt Olson's had a good defensive night. Let's see if he can pick up a hit here in the 8th inning. Matt is 0 for 2 with a walk. 8 homers in his last 17 games for the Braves first baseman. He's gotten to 20 home runs on the year. The 24th player in franchise history to get to 20 homers in his first year with the club. And when we say franchise history, we mean all the way back when the Braves were in Boston. So truly an historic season for Matt, who's just getting started for the Braves here in 2022. One ball, 2 strikes. Sharply hit, but into the shift, and Olson is the second out. Before Marcell Ozuna digs in, here's a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no. Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
Marcell has hit the ball in the air 3 times, and he's looking for his first base hit.
Yeah, Marcell had one of the longest bats we've seen in a long time, with 13 pitches, I think. First Bumgarner.
That was in the Braves 4th inning.
Yeah.
And now Bumgarner on the short end of this decision for the 2nd time against Kyle Wright. A rematch of what we saw on June 1st out in Phoenix. Both starters pitched well. Kyle just a little bit more fortunate tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. A bullet to short again. And Perdomo, plenty of time to roll up Ozuna. And this game heads to the 9th inning. Braves 3 outs away from a weekend opening win. It's 5-2.
Welcome to the Friday Night Showdown, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Braves try to turn the lights out on Arizona in game 1 and get the season series tied 2 games apiece. 5-2's your score. Kenley Jansen will try to wrap things up for Atlanta. Fans get more team coverage, full game replays and highlights. Braves baseball is streaming on the Bally Sports app, and it's presented by Coors Light. Kenley Jansen ready to rock and roll. Jeff, bottom part of the order coming up in the 9th inning for the big Braves right-hander. As you see, looking for save number 24.
He walks to 50 strikeouts. Kenley likes to throw a lot of strikes, and he's got a nice 5-2 lead here tonight. So got the bottom of the lineup. Exactly how you wanted him to set him up.
The Braves 3 outs away from win number 60. The Braves got their 60th win last year on August 13th. So they are certainly ahead of pace as far as the wins are concerned. But we're not there yet. This is the part of the order that's been problematic for the Braves tonight. Varsho, McCarthy, and Kelly. Dalton Varsho is 1 for 3. A 4th inning single highlights his night. Varsho 0 for 3 in his career against Kenley Jansen. The 28th sellout crowd has relished this game. It's been a really well pitched, well played, powerful game for the Braves against Arizona tonight.
And against a guy that they have had difficult time solving.
Always important to get that first man in a close game. Jansen knows that. 2 balls, no strikes. Kenley's last outing, a 2/3 of an inning save against the Phillies. That was 3 days ago. Pop fly foul back our way. 2 balls and 1 strike. Braves relief corps this month. Excellent work. A 3.13 ERA. That is their second lowest ERA by month as a group this year.
Yeah, it's been a strong point. You know, last year, if you remember, for 3-4 months, you know, the bullpen was very unstable. Gave up some leads. It's been a lot different this year.
Ball 3.
Majority of the time you want to go look at the teams with the top of the standings. Look at some of the best bullpens in baseball.
Kenley has not walked a batter in his last 9 appearances. He's way behind Varsho here. 3 balls and a strike. And a towering fly ball to right. Acuna going back. Look at that ball carry over near the fence. Ronald leaps, can't get it. It's high off the bricks. And Varsho never stops sprinting. He will make his way to third with a leadoff triple.
Well, that's the tough thing for Kenley, Chip. When he falls behind, you know, you can see hitters kind of cut on that cheater and get ready. This was just a little too high for Ronald to reach. How high this ball was, though, it's probably a triple any way you slice it up. But when Kenley can pitch ahead in the count, that's when he does his best work.
So Jake McCarthy hits. McCarthy has singled home a run and walked. And that's more like it. Strike 1. Don't want to fiddle around too much here because, again, Luplow is checked into the game. He's a big power hitter, batting second. You've got a 3-run lead. Good fastball.
95. See, now as a hitter, you're backed in a corner. You're 0-2, you're battling, and Kenley can work you letter high. He can also bust you in.
Missed by a couple of inches. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Struck him out. Well, that fastball is as good as it's been in a while for Jansen tonight.
I say, you know, it's humid tonight. You can tell he's loose out on that mound. That one was a little bit above the middle.
So McCarthy swung late. He's the first out. Here's Carson Kelly, an infield hit for him in the 7th inning. It was the in-between hop that Riley played at third base. Arizona has left 6 men on base in the game. They have 6 hits. They trail by 3. And Kelly's a strike away from being erased. Jansen way ahead.
And you can see where he went to get him above the letters right here. You go right back to that pitch.
Varsho at third with his second triple. He stands there with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Tipped and caught. 2 outs. Good call, Jeff.
You see a guy go after that 0-1. You got 95. Your stuff's good tonight. Trust what you see. See Travis d'Arnaud calling for that ball up. Swings right under it.
So one more man to get. Geraldo Perdomo, the shortstop.
When you're facing him, that cutter, a lot of guys think, you know, it's going to go sometimes go downwards, almost like a, you know, small little slider, and it stays on that plane up, and that's why he gets a swing and miss.
At the plate, but low. This score holds. Kyle Wright will match Justin Verlander for the most wins in the major leagues. Verlander has 13. Kyle Wright is an out away from his 13th.
Verlander's got a 5-0 lead tonight, though, in the 5th, so he might also add to that. But 13 wins and under 3 ERA. Outstanding year for Kyle so far.
Perdomo has a homer and 2 strikeouts. He's the 9th place hitter. He's hitting .203. And Josh Rojas with a .360 hitting month in July waits on deck. A dangerous left-handed hitter. Figure Perdomo's taken all the way here. The pitch. Too high. A 4-pitch walk. That pitch looked pretty good.
I was going to say, I'm not sure where that pitch necessarily was, and you can see Kenley asking him. What Kenley's probably going to say is that first pitch of that AB, if you wanted to call it low, that's fine, but then you got to give me that one.
So the Diamondbacks aren't dead yet. They bring the tying run to the plate. Josh Rojas, 6 homers, 29 RBIs, is the batter. 9 multi-hit games this month. And if you don't get him, Luplow is the man on deck who struck out in his first and only plate appearance in the game.
Rojas 2 for 3 in his career against Kenley Jansen.
Leadoff triple, 2-out walk. Not how you draw it up, but you're still in command of the game. One more out to get for Kenley Jansen versus Josh Rojas, the Arizona third baseman. Runner at first takes off, and that's a belt high strike. That takes away a force play. And now a spot where a single might get Arizona 2 runs. They need 3 to tie. The Braves need 2 strikes to win. No stolen base for Perdomo. As Jansen back to work ahead of Rojas. 0-1. And the plate but low. And Jansen's muttering now, I'm not getting the low one or the high one.
And we saw early in the game Madison Bumgarner not seeing eye to eye. Again, the reach over, bottom part of the zone. Veteran umpire not giving you the call.
Even count. That's been his best pitch.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen all night him get Kelly in this inning on that swing up. I'm Kenley. I'm going up top 94-95. If you're not getting the call, just take matters into your own hands, right?
Sellout crowd stands at Truist Park. The Braves are a strikeout away from a Friday night win. Two pitches to get one more strike. The 2-2 pitch. Rojas has worked a full count. Young left-hand hitter with a deep side. Jansen peers in. The payoff pitch in the 9th is on the way. And we'll do it again.
It's a good pitch, 94 in the inner half.
These Diamondbacks may not have a lot of experience, but they play with some pluck, man. They don't go easily, do they?
No, I told you, they if you've watched their season, go look at the scores. They've been in a lot of games. It's not like they've been blown out.
So again, we'll try pitch number 7 to Josh Rojas. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. So now Jansen, more balls than strikes. He's thrown 23 pitches, and Rick Kranitz is going to make his way to the mound. And again, you've got Jordan Luplow coming up. He's a big-time slugger, and he represents the go-ahead run now in the 9th inning.
You're just not used to seeing Kenley struggle with control. More than anything, just to calm him down, get him back focused on what he's got to do. He's still in control, even though the base is loaded. You get the 5-2 lead.
And your point's well taken, Jeff. These walks that Jansen's issued back-to-back in the 9th, the first walks he's issued since May 31st.
That's what I'm saying. I know we've seen him, make a mistake with a cutter over the plate.
Well, no place to put Luplow, who is 0 for 1 against Jansen with a strikeout. He was a late substitution. Dylan Lee struck him out in the 7th to end an Arizona threat. And now Jansen with a triple and 2 walks, has the bases loaded and a 3-run lead. See what kind of discipline Luplow has here after back-to-back walks. Tough to do when you're down to your last out.
I was going to say, you got to be looking for a good pitch at the same time.
Went for the downs and came up empty.
And that, as a hitter, when you face Kenley, that's what you tell yourself. Try to lay off that pitch because there's just no way to get on top of that pitch. You're either going to miss it or pop it up. On the other side, if you're Kenley, that's exactly, you want to keep that ball, let her high.
No balls and a strike. Drama in the Arizona 9th. 0-2.
Sitting a $176, Chip. There's a lot of swing and miss.
Same pitch?
Absolutely.
Well, you got to figure Luplow knows
He knows
that.
it's coming. You're going to try to lay off it, but it's tough.
No balls, 2 strikes. Struck him out. Braves win it 5-2.
You're not used to seeing Kenley struggle with that control. Great mound visit by Rick Kranitz, Braves pitching coach. Calm him down a little bit. And he comes back with 3 really good pitches to give Kyle Wright that 13th win. Great job by Kyle. What can you say, Chip? Austin Riley continues to deliver. His MVP is growing every day. And the Braves get another win on a Friday night.
Kyle Wright has gone 9-2 at home now. The Braves have gone 7-0, Jeff, in his last 7 starts. Kenley Jansen earns his 24th save, and you're right, Austin Riley and Dansby Swanson at the top of the Braves order had a great night. 5 hits, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored as the Braves have win number 60 and start the weekend off in great fashion against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Great way to start Alumni Weekend. When the Stars are in town, the Stars come out.
I got to go home and get my sleep.
You've got a big day tomorrow. That's right. Big home run derby against Brian Jordan's team at 5:30. We'll have that and game 2 of our series here on Bally Sports. Big start for Ian Anderson, and we'll break that down for you before the game tomorrow night. For Kelly, Paul, our entire staff, and Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey, thank you for joining us tonight. Stick around. Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, is coming up. Atlanta wins it by 3.